This is how we do it. This is how we do it.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all good. So I'm joined by Tom today, who is the head of marketing and comms at Stripe Homes, a development company based in the West Midlands, and also for Barrows and Forrester. And I also noticed you've won quite a few awards as well over the years.
Yeah, my background's marketing and comms, so won a fair few marketing awards, but recently we've won two property awards. So we won Best Social Media Marketers at Downtown and Business, beating actual social media companies at their own game. And we also won an Excellence in Real Estate award at the Signature Awards 2-3 weeks ago. Cool. So yeah, really happy in the office at the moment.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
So the reason I wanted to get Tom on my channel is because he is the contributing author for the Birmingham Property News blog. So I thought today we'd discuss all things Birmingham and whether Birmingham is a city to be investing in or not. So tell me about your background.
So my background, originally wanted to be a journalist,
Yeah.
Ended up in PR because it's more fun, and then just went into marketing roles. So I've worked across a fair few different sectors. So I worked in healthcare, education, commercial and freelance, and then started out in property now as well.
Yeah.
So it's fairly new, for about 6-7 months into the role, but really enjoying it.
Yeah. And how did you get into writing about property?
So I have to give credit to my MD for that. So Birmingham Property News was his idea in terms of talking, rather than actually talking about us as a business, because people don't care about your business, but they care about where they live. So we cover all things Birmingham, all things business, and all things property, and we try and look around those other things as well. So it might be, so we're here in the jewellery quarter today, so we'll be talking about things like where are the fun places to go, or where's the best locations, or what are the most expensive streets in jewellery quarter.
Yeah.
And it's those kind of things that people are really interested in.
Yeah. So you've been doing that for like 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you've like learnt so much.
I've learned so much.
Yeah.
So much so I can come on property channels now and talk about it. But yeah, it's really good. But as a marketing and comms person, that's how you learn about things. You've got to get involved and get stuck in, and writing about it and doing videos and bits of content is one of the best ways to learn.
Yeah. And can you tell us about any of the development that your company are working on at the minute?
Yeah, so at the moment, for Stripe Homes, we are a resi and student accommodation developer.
Yeah.
We're based here in the West Midlands, although we do a lot of development up in the North East as well. So our MD's a Geordie, like massive Newcastle fan, goes up to the football all the time. And he really wants to give back to where he grew up and what made him as a person. So it's really nice, actually. It's really nice from a marketing perspective, because it makes my job a lot easier.
Yeah.
So one of the schemes that we're just waiting on planning for now is 126 studio and 1-bed apartments for student accommodation. It's in Quayside, it's on the river, everyone will have a view of the water. And we're going to have high-speed internet. Everyone's going to have access to e-bikes, so they can get around the city. And there's going to be loads of social areas as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really nice. It's not just, I know you can get different types of developers. There's some who will just slap up a load of bricks and sell it on and then move on. We're not about that. We're about the quality. We're thinking about wider issues, so things like carbon emissions and mental and health and well-being. So it's really nice in terms of what we're trying to do.
Yeah, and I like when you said about the mental health and well-being. So I guess it's more of like a co-living sort of scheme rather than just like here are your apartments kind of
thing.
thing.
Exactly. So we're putting a coffee shop downstairs, and that'll not only be open to the residents, but that will be open to the community as well, because we don't want to isolate the community. We want to get them involved and get them to be part of it. We're going to have things like media rooms, game rooms, gyms, etc. So it just makes it, rather than it just being bricks and mortar, it does really feel like a proper community. And I think that's what students want.
Yeah,
you go to uni to go and make new friends and meet new people.
Yeah.
And there's nothing worse than just being put in a small shoebox and never seeing anyone. That some providers do build.
Yeah. So what do you think makes Birmingham an attractive place for investors?
Birmingham is it's so attractive. So I've been here for 10 years now. I originally came for uni and I've stayed. I've fallen in love with it. But there's so many things going on. So obviously HS2, big announcements, so lots of inward investment. You've got investment all around the world. So China's a massive investor in the region.
Right.
We've had new schemes as well. So Andy Street's announced what he wants to do in terms of the metro and actually basically create a tube system through the metro, which is going to be fantastic, 'cause that means we can get around the city as well. So all these little things, they all start to add up and stack up, and these are the things that people want to come to Birmingham, want to invest. We had 6,000 people alone come from London who left London last year, and that number's only going to go up.
Yeah. Where were you based before Birmingham?
Derby, so Derby born and bred, yeah.
How does like Derby compare?
Derby's alright. I love Derby, like massive Derby fan. But it's all about, so for Derby it's quite a small town, so everyone knows everyone. You kind of get a bit bored if you're doing the same thing week in, week out. Whereas there's a bit more variety here in the city. So I'd still go back there, still have friends there and enjoy it. But I do like living here in the city.
Yeah, it's nice. And what impact do you think HS2 will have on the property market?
Massive. It's already happened, and it's going to get even better now. So you think in the 5 years it's been announced, prices in Digbeth went up by like 38%, and they're rising. Cost of land's, I think it's at £450 a square metre in Digbeth, and years ago it was like 200 and something. So you can see the impact just from there, and now the announcement's been made. That's only just going to scale up because there's a lot more confidence. Yeah. And what other areas are being affected by HS2? So I think what we're going to see is, I think Birmingham city centre is actually quite small. You can walk from one side to the other in about 15-20 minutes, depending on how brisk you walk. But I think with that, we're going to see a natural expansion of the city centre. You've got things like the Smithfield development in Digbeth, so that's where the markets currently are. That's going to be an extension of the city centre. That's going to bring new nightlife. Obviously, Jewellery Quarter keeps getting extended into, and again, like I said, with the metro and that expansion, all we're going to see is that connectivity grow. Yeah. Cool. So it's all happening. Yeah, it's all happening. Good time to be in property. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So what sorts of people tend to be investing in Birmingham at the minute? It's really diverse, it really is, because we see it from both sides, because obviously we have the estate agency side where it's more traditional for your local investors, and more UK investors as well. But then because there are so many developments going on, we're getting a lot of international investment as well. From Stripe Homes perspective, we have people from China, Dubai, South Africa, we even have from Mexico as well, which that really surprised me when I first started, because that wouldn't be a country I necessarily thought would invest. But again, we are getting investment from all over the world. Yeah, no way. So what areas in Birmingham are quite popular at the minute? So popular is always going to be city centre, places like Brindley Place, anywhere where young professionals want to be, where the nightlife is. Obviously Jewellery Quarter, the change that's gone through Jewellery Quarter in the last 10 years is fascinating, because no one wanted to live here 10 years ago, and now it is the place to live. But I think for me, Digbeth again is going to be up and coming. They just need to build the developments. They've got about 16 sites, but only 2 or 3 are actually building at this very moment. But I really like the Gun Quarter. So yeah, a little bit of a hidden gem next to the Jewellery Quarter. Then moves on to the uni campuses as well, and it just naturally will flow. So as I said, that city centre is going to expand, but I think Gun Quarter is going to be a bit of an interesting one to keep an eye on as well. Yeah, I've heard a few people say about the Gun Quarter that it's like the next Jewellery Quarter. I think give it time. Once they start building a few like coffee shops and things like that, then that'll be the place. And what do you think about areas like Harborne and Edgbaston? Do you think those areas have kind of had their time? No, it depends. Again, it's down to the client. So people will always live there. So obviously we spoke about the young professional side of things. If you're looking more for starting to move into that family area, a bit more affluent, etc. Different needs, different demands. Again, we work a lot out in Albury and Halesowen as well, and the demand for family homes. So if you've got a 3-bed semi-detached house, and they are in high demand, people want to move to those areas. There's good schools in those areas, and again, the tram line's going to be going up that way as well, so it just gives more reason. So it just depends on the individual. You've got to get the property that's right for you, and something I might not necessarily be something a family of 5 want, but there we go. That's why we have this diverse portfolio across the city. Yeah, for sure. So how have changes in planning affected opportunities in Birmingham? So it's really interesting what's going on with planning at the minute. Obviously we've got the clean air zone coming in. We want to reduce the amount of cars coming into the city. So actually what we're seeing in a lot of the planning phases now is parking is being reduced on developments. So for example, on the blog the other week, covered it was either Gun Quarter or Jewellery Quarter. There was about 200 apartments, but actually they were only putting in 20 car parking spaces.
Wow.
So it's difficult because we've got to change behaviour, and changing behaviours en masse is very difficult overnight. But there's things that you can chip away at, and one of them is you don't give people car parking spaces. They might not have a car.
Yeah.
If you build infrastructure such as the tram line, they're going to use that instead of using cars. So there's things like that you can force through. Obviously, I think as we're seeing these areas develop, particularly Gun Quarter, Digbeth, etc., there's going to be some protections around what those areas are.
Yeah.
Obviously for Digbeth, it's the creative hub of Birmingham. There's a lot of startups, a lot of entrepreneurs there. You can't just go in and build high rises that are luxury flats and they're for high net worths or professionals who are earning a lot of money working for the likes of HS2. You're going to decimate that area and you're going to lose it. So I definitely think there's going to see a lot more kind of taking on what that area is and actually working with the council and working with developers, so some of that is still retained. There is going to be change, there is always going to be change, but actually I think there will be some more cohesion between the two.
Yeah, and how do you think Birmingham compares to, say, London and Manchester?
Well, London will always be London.
Yeah.
It's the capital city, it's recognisable, that's never going to change. But I think it's about creating your own identity. Mm-hmm. So Birmingham has this thing of, oh, well, the second city. I think we need to lose that tag and actually create our own and actually become, we're Birmingham, this is why you should come to us.
Yeah.
Ignore what London's doing or trying to compare and contrast, because it's bigger, it's always going to trump in that aspect. But actually we can really carve some really nice niches out here in Birmingham.
Yeah.
Manchester, again, we through the estate agent side do a lot of off-plan selling, so we know a lot that's gone on in Manchester. Very popular area. Again, it is just finding those different niches. So, but the fact that we're in the middle of the country makes it so good because you can get anywhere up and down, particularly when we're going to have HS2 as well.
Yeah. And how do house prices compare in Manchester to Birmingham?
So overall, you put me on the spot now.
Oh no.
I know. So I could talk Birmingham. So I'm going to put my neck on the line and say that they're better in Birmingham. Although we're seeing the change in Manchester as well. But there's a lot. The thing is, in Manchester, there's a lot of stock at the moment. So because they've built a lot of apartments, obviously, if you've got a 2-bed apartment, well, the price is going to stay fairly similar because all these other apartments are going up as well.
Right. Okay.
So because you've got the stock, doesn't mean you've got as much demand, which then means the price stays fairly flat.
Yeah. Okay. And how do you stay up to date with what's going on in the property market?
So, following Birmingham Property News. No, but in all seriousness, because we kind of act like a media outlet for it, it's just constantly reviewing the news and stuff. So we'll follow things like Birmingham Mail, Birmingham Live. We're obviously connected to a lot of developers, a lot of property people, so we find things out like that.
Yeah.
There's lots of different, you've got things like Property Week, so it's just about, what we do is we kind of scour, do lots of research, see what's been put out on a daily basis, and then react to it quite quickly with a video. So for example, I did some content last week where Direct Line had done some research in terms of the cost for emergency call-outs for landlords. That's great, that's exactly what landlords want to find out about and how they can protect themselves. So we took that story and then turned it into a video and spoke about it, rather than it just being a boring press release that's sat on a website. And
what advice do you have for people who want to find out more about their local property markets?
So again, property news is a bit selfish. No, but in all seriousness, we're always happy to advise people and speak to them. So you can honestly Google us, contact us, we're happy to speak. But we want people to navigate the market properly. If they work with us, great. That's always a bonus, but I'd much rather have a conversation with someone and know that you're going to make the right decision or the right purchase, so that they can navigate the market. Yeah.
And what are your predictions for the Birmingham property market in the next few years?
So we're expecting for the UK alone a 2% growth this year. At the start of the year, I said Birmingham was going to have a 3.2% rise. Since then, a lot's gone on, so I think we're going to achieve double. I'm going to put 4% rises this year. So you can look back in 12 months to see if I'm right or not.
Yeah, definitely. And if people want to know more, where can they find you?
Where can they find me? I'm on LinkedIn, really busy on LinkedIn. I've got loads of different bits of content. You can find us at barrowsandforrester.co.uk or stripehomes.co.uk or birminghampropertynews.co.uk.
Amazing. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully that's helped you guys out a little bit more if you're thinking of investing in Birmingham. And obviously if you want to hear any more information, then make sure you find Tom on LinkedIn or the Birmingham Property News. But thank you so much for coming on my channel. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
I'm sure this was like super helpful.
Yeah.
So guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Leah_Miller, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
This is how we do it. This is how we do it. Sa-la-la-la-la-la. This is how we do it. Sa-la-la-la-la.